Hello, this is vlog 3, personal response to 50's rock and roll. So, evaluate your personal response to rock and roll style. So how does rock and roll compare to your own musical output? Well, it's sort of similar. My sort of music is sort of 70s rock and sort of heavy metal, if you like, really. So sort of heavier rock, which obviously this originated from, things like Elvis and Little Richard, or sort of evolved to then become 70s rock and 80s heavy metal and hard rock and things like that. Bands like the Beatles and the Stones and Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath and Metallica and Motorhead and all that. So it all evolved from rock and roll. So really, it's not really the sort of genre. Oh no, not genre. The sort of time I listen to music a bit further on. But it all sort of originates from this kind of music. How does rock and roll compare to your own image/lifestyle? How you would usually act or dress? Oh, that's a difficult one. Don't have much fashion sense really, but yeah, it's a sort of style. I don't really sort of suits and that I don't really wear and things. Wear sort of like the style that would have been a bit further on in the time. In terms of lifestyle, I listen to a lot of rock and roll. So, that obviously has a big sort of impact on my life, I suppose, listening to, because it's the kind of music I listen to all the time. I couldn't live without music for more than a few days, I'd say. So, it's all really important. How does rock and roll compare to your own personal tastes? So I've done the wrong one there. Yeah, would you usually listen to it? Yes. I wouldn't say I go to a gig, really, a 50's rock and roll, but, I'd be open to listen to people like Elvis and Little Richard and Chuck Berry and all those sort of big sort of powerhouses, really, of the rock and roll 50's era. So yeah, I wouldn't say I'd go to a gig, but, I'd certainly be open to interpretation and sort of listen to that sort of music. Yeah, in terms of composing, it's not, sorry, I'm going back to the first one here, but yeah, it's not really the kind of music I would myself write. It's not really the kind of music I would, if I had to choose a genre of music to compose, 50's rock and roll wouldn't be the one I would compose. I'd probably do ones that were a bit further on, that are a bit more sort of technical and longer and different sort of tempos, and it sort of just varies a little bit. But no, yes, I wouldn't really compose 50's rock and roll personally. Thank you.